In 2024, NASA is planning on sending humans to the moon to build a lunar base called the Artemis Project. In 2025, they're trying to send humans to land on an asteroid. And in the 2030s, we're going to have our first manned mission to Mars. And that is why today, I have been hired by NASA to help continue progressing advancing civilization by putting the first frog in space. That's right, our very own astronaut Kermit the Frog is going to space today. The stakes are higher than they've ever been before for a YouTube video, so we have to make sure everything went according to plan. That means first, we needed to do some calculations and run some numbers with the test launch. And what better products to do a test run with than something from the king of YouTube himself, Mr. Beast.
Today, in honor of Mr. Beast and Mr. Beast Burger and Feastables, we are going to be launching his burger and his chocolate bar into space, and then I will find it after it comes back down from space, and I will eat it. I have also included a stack of $10,000 in honor of Mr. Beast because he gives away so much money. And on top of that, all of it is set on top of a YouTube plate. This was actually my license plate at one point, many years ago. So, very YouTube themed thing, and Mr. Beast, here's your free advertising. Thank you for making a good product.
You heard me right. Today we're prepping to launch Mr. Beast Burger to space to have me eat the first space burger. But first, we had to fill up our giant weather balloon. Also, this is John. He's our scientist and hiking guide that's gonna be helping us out with our launch today.
The balloon looks like a bed sheet.
Oh, that's a bed sheet.
I was gonna say, that looks like a bed sheet.
The balloon's in a box.
Okay, that's why it looks like a bed sheet. So what you're gonna wanna do is take the knife and stab a big hole right through it as soon as it's inflated.
That's the end of the launch.
And then that's the end.
The end.
Yeah, good video, 10 out of 10. Like and all of it. Guys, if we reach 200,000 likes on this video, I will stab this balloon before we launch it.
Oh, jeez.
As we finished up our hour-long of prep work, we made sure to double, triple, and quadruple check that everything was properly secured to our space platform. All the cameras were recording with full battery, and all 3 of the different GPS transmitters and audio alarm were running to give out a signal, because once it was up in the air, there was no going back. And after getting the green light, we were ready to send Mr. Beast Burger to space.
3, 2,
1.
Goodbye.
Oh,
Look at that.
there it goes.
That's beautiful.
Since we were using hydrogen instead of helium, we were projected to have a maximum altitude of about 120,000 feet. Everything was going absolutely perfect with my Mr. Beast Burger cruising all the way up into space until disaster struck and everything went black. A freaking solar flare hit the atmosphere, knocking out every single one of the cameras and all of our GPS signals. With our burger going up 120,000 feet in the air, it could have landed almost anywhere in the entire southwest portion of the United States. But we were determined to find it, so we started heading in the direction it was projected to go to, which was about 150 to 200 miles away from where we launched it. After about 5 hours of driving, by some complete miracle, one of the 3 GPS transmitters turned back on, showing it had landed in Mount Graham in Arizona. By the time we got to the mountain, it was already dark, so we drove up as far as we could with my vehicle, but quickly realized we had to go on foot for the rest of the journey.
Hiking in the desert, in the night, not knowing where we are, the best way to do it. This is gonna be rough, but Mr. Beast, we're doing this for you. We're not giving up. You guys already know where it landed. We have no idea. Wow. Look at the stars you could see in this. Oh my goodness. Oh my God, look at this. This is broad daylight. It's a little laggy, but that's insane. And that's civilization way over yonder. And that's not even like a big city. That's farther away than it looks too.
After 4 hours and over 2 miles worth of advanced mountain climbing, I fell onto some uneven rocks and tore my meniscus in my knee. This caused me to have to stop just short of where the GPS signal was coming from. I told my launch expert John to go ahead without me to rescue that poor Beast Burger all alone up ahead while I rested for a second. I accidentally fell asleep on the ground, waking up 20 minutes later shivering out of control with my heart rate dangerously low and showing signs of stage 1 hypothermia. But I was not gonna die here. I had to make it back, not only to eat that Mr. Beast Burger, but also to send Kermit the Frog to space. Oh yeah, and little did I know, Mount Graham is the black bear capital of the Southwest. So to my horror, I saw a black bear's eyes within a half a mile of me, also running into the biggest bull I have ever seen and hearing a pack of coyotes getting closer and closer.
Well, here we are. The burger is intact and ready to be eaten. The chocolate bar and the money are missing.
But thankfully luck was on my side. As you can see, I made it back to my car, and a few hours later, John showed up with my Beast Burger, and I finally got to taste the first space burger ever.
How's the burger that went to space?
The space burger, 10 out of 10. It is like ice cold too, and it's still a 10 out of 10. Mr. Beast, your space burger is amazing.
After eating what tasted like the best meal of my entire life and narrowly avoiding death, we rested up and we were ready to send up the first frog to space.
Today we are launching astronaut Kermit. He's gonna be the first frog in space. Look at him, he's got his cute little astronaut costume on. He's ready to go in space. This time though, hopefully it won't land on the top of the mountain and we can actually recover Kermit, because I would be very sad. We'd have to leave an F in the chat for Kermit, but he's gonna be the first frog in space. And then also joining him, we have Dark Side Kermit. Dark Side Kermit's gonna go up in space. He's gonna go to the Death Star. And yeah, so we're gonna have two Kermits in space, the meme Kermit and astronaut Kermit with his little spacesuit. Look at him. Gripping on for dear life. He's gonna have to hold on for dear life up there. In addition to launching the two Kermits into space, we are launching a Cybertruck, a Tesla Cybertruck, because of course Elon launched a Tesla into space, so I also have to launch a Tesla into space. This will be the first Cybertruck in space. And on the other side, representing the global crash that we are currently experiencing, we have a Bitcoin, an Ethereum coin, and of course, the Dogecoin.
Speaking of inflation, it was now time to inflate our final balloon that will send our beloved frog to space. After we finished inflating the balloon and quadruple checking that all of the cameras were on and all of the equipment was working properly, it was finally time to launch Kermit the Frog into space.
3, 2, 1,
go!
go Kermit! Oh my God.
And just like that, Kermit the Frog was rapidly ascending into the heavens on his way to space. Before we knew it, he was already outside of the troposphere and well on his way into the stratosphere. Holding onto the platform for dear life, he continued his ascent into the freezing temperatures of -70 degrees. But the cold was not going to stop Kermit. I mean, look at the pure determination in his eyes. This was a frog with a mission for all mankind. As Kermit neared the peak of the flight, you could start to see the curvature of the earth and the snow-capped mountains and clouds in the sky off in the distance. And finally, after spending the last 8 years of my life making videos with Kermit the Frog, it all led to this one moment. The moment that nobody thought could be done. We had finally put Kermit the Frog into space. I mean, look how beautiful this view is from all the way up here in space. I think this view deserves a like on the video and for you to hit the subscribe button. But after you guys hit that like and subscribe button so hard, the balloon carrying Kermit exploded. As Kermit began his free fall back to Earth, we quickly realized that our mission was not over yet, because we do not leave any man or frog behind. So we made our way a few hours east to begin the search and rescue of our very own astronaut. But this time, we came more prepared.
All right guys, we've arrived to the closest possible location that we can get to where we think Kermit landed, next to the road here. And as you can see, we actually have a 4-seater UTV, so we're a little bit more prepared than yesterday when we could have really needed one of these things. Funny enough, the day that I am prepared, I don't think we actually need it. But I'm gonna use my drone and I'm gonna see if we can find this thing.
As you can see, we were parked right next to a river and sandwiched between an entire mountain range. The good news is, while this mountain range was extremely large and vast, it was nowhere near as bad and treacherous as the one from last night. After seeing where Kermit landed, we decided to split up this time, with John walking through the river and up the mountain, while my dad and I took the UTV around some trails that might lead to Kermit. And after reminiscing on almost dying the night before without recording it, I thought I would make something very clear.
If I do die, I would want it to be on video, as a true YouTuber. And this death was sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. All right, so we are here. Kermit is there. All right, here we go into the abyss, leaving the safety of the vehicle behind. There's the river. Yeah, we're not taking the four-wheeler down here. That's a no-go, Chief. That's like 6 feet deep.
Even though the river had blocked us from retrieving Kermit, John had already made his way up the mountain and found Kermit laying in a bush, fully intact and ready to make it back home.
Here we are at the launch. And there is Kermit.
Meanwhile.
Okay, so my dad hasn't seen this laser pointer yet. Look at this. It's literally a lightsaber. Isn't that so cool?
Join the dark side. Do it.
And after about an hour of playing with the lightsaber and making shadow puppets on the mountain, we finally saw John's headlamp and we were finally reunited with our newly crowned space frog.
Kermit, we're coming for you!
I got both Kermits and all the cameras.
Yes! We got the Kermit! Yes! Kermit, you survived space! W's in the chat.
With Kermit the Frog back in the safety of my home, we bid farewell to John and thus concluding Kermit the Frog's wild journey to space. If you want to launch something in space too, visit John's website in the description. He's awesome. See ya.
It's been a real pleasure to work with you and to launch with you and to launch Kermit and get him back, and it's really been a blast.